So, hello and welcome to today's class. Now, today we're going to look at page 80, exercise 4, grammar, expressing future plans and arrangements. Now, I imagine at this stage you will be very familiar with these concepts. So here we're going to kind of compare and contrast them and look at little nuances between them. Now, so let's have a look at exercise A. It says, look at the messages and circle the correct form of the verbs in italics. Tick if you think both are possible. So pause the video now, take a look through the comments, now through the messages, and circle the form that you think is correct, or put a tick if you think both are correct. So pause the video and have a look at the exercise. Now, welcome back. Have you had a look? So let's look at number 1. I'm leaving, or I'll be leaving for the airport soon, so I should be there in plenty of time. I'll let, or I'm going to let you know if there's any delay. Now, what about number 1? Which did you choose? Well, number 1, both are correct, I'm leaving, present continuous, or I'll be leaving, future continuous for the airport. Number 2, I'll let you know if there's any delay. So we have here our future, our simple future, future simple. Now, what about then we have fingers crossed, can't wait to see you. Okay, let's move on to the next message where we have number 3. Delayed, it now leaves, or it's now leaving at 6:30. Hope they're telling the truth. Ooh, what do you think? Which one did you choose? Well, I think the best one here is the present continuous. Now it's now leaving at 6:30. Now it is true that we can use the present simple to talk about scheduled or timetabled or programmed activities or events, but in this case, it's not the usual leaving time of the departure time of the flight. So I would say it's because it's delayed. We would use there the present continuous is better. Because as I say, it's not the usual scheduled time for this flight. What about number 4? Typical, never mind. I'll be waiting, or I'm waiting for you in arrivals. Which one, or maybe both? What did you choose? Well, future continuous. I'll be waiting for you in arrivals. What about number 5? We're due to start, or we're due starting boarding at 6 o'clock, so it looks as if it really is leaving at 6:30 or 6:30. Now, what about this one, number 5? We're due. We're due followed by 2 plus infinitive. Now we're due to start boarding. Very nice, because of the expression. We're going to look at those in a moment. Don't worry about that. And the smiley face, smiley face, smiley face. And then we have number 6. We're about to board. We're about board, or we're about to board, at last. See you soon. And again, we have an expression to be about to do something. So we are about to board at last. Now it says here, exercise B, go to page 155 in the Grammar Bank, 8B, and learn more ways of expressing future plans and arrangements and practice it. And before we go to letter B, let's just have a look at letter C. It's a little bit of an inappropriate topic at the moment. Now, are you planning your trips or journeys at the moment? Have you made any of the arrangements? If so, tell a partner. Now, of course, we'll be talking about this in our video conference class, but feel free to send me some messages with your ideas, although I imagine that nobody has major travel plans, maybe to the village or something like that, but maybe not to foreign countries, So I don't know if anybody will be traveling abroad. So just before we move to the Grammar Bank to talk about letter C. Now let's go to our Grammar Bank, page 155, please. Now can you see here we've got expressing future plans and arrangements. Now, it's very important to bear in mind that we're talking about plans and arrangements, because there are other types of futures, of course, but here we're talking specifically about plans and arrangements. So let's have a look at number 1, present and future forms. So here we're going to see present continuous, be going to, etc., etc. Let's have a look. I'm seeing Sarah tomorrow. We're having lunch together. So here we have number 1, our present continuous. So the present continuous is the most common way to talk about arrangements. Well, what is an arrangement? Well, that is fixed plans for the future when the time and place have been decided. So think of an arrangement as something that you can put in your diary. No, you can write it down in your agenda and your diary, almost like an appointment. No, so when we talk about an arrangement, we're talking about fixed plans. No, the time has been decided, the place has been decided, no? And we use the present continuous. Now let's look at number 2, shall we? Up here, I'm going to have my hair cut tomorrow. She's going to get the last train home. So here we have be going to. Now, let's move it up a little bit so we can see it a little bit better. So, is the most common way to express future plans and intentions, and to imply that a decision has already been made. No? So when I have intentions or plans about the future, but they are not fixed plans, the most typical thing to use is be going to. No, but I'm sure you're familiar with the present continuous and be going to. Now let's have a look here in the box. Be going to or present continuous. Now, in most cases, you can use either going to or the present continuous without much difference in meaning. No? So there isn't much difference in meaning. However, the present continuous emphasizes that a time and a place has been decided, not to do something has been decided, while going to emphasizes the intention. So you may have the intention, but it may never come to fruition. No, but if you use present continuous, we suppose that there is some level of planning and preparation. Now let's look at the example. I'm seeing Sarah tomorrow. It's our arrangement, so we know what time, we know where. No, I'm going to give her a birthday present. It's my intention. Now it says we do not use the present continuous when it is clear that something is only an intention, but no arrangements have been made. For example, I'm going to talk to Mike about it when I next see him. So I have no plans to see him. So in this case, my talking to him is still an intention. No? So in this case, we would not use the present continuous. Now let's move on to number 3, which is one of my personal favorites. Let's go back to the top here. I'll be going to the supermarket later. Do you want anything? Will we be having dinner at the usual time? I'm going to see a film and it starts at 8. So let's have a look at number 3. The future continuous. Now, as I said, one of my favorites. The future continuous can often be used instead of the present continuous to refer to future arrangements. So why would we do this? Well, there are a couple of reasons. So we sometimes use it to emphasize that we are talking about something that will happen anyway, rather than something we have arranged. No, I'll be seeing her tomorrow because I usually see her on Tuesdays, for example. No, so I haven't arranged to see her, but it's a typical plan or something that usually happens, no, on a Tuesday, for example. No, I'll be seeing Sarah at the party tomorrow. No, it will happen anyway, but I didn't arrange it. On the other side, I'm seeing Sarah tomorrow. I have arranged it. No, I have arranged to meet her. No, so can you see the difference there? Now, it is often used to make polite inquiries about arrangements, and I love this use. Now, will you be meeting us at the airport? Will you be coming to my party? No, so it's also used to make polite inquiries. Okay, are you coming to my party? No. Oh, will you be coming to my party? A little bit more polite, no? Now, what about number 4? Let's go back to our box. Excuse me. And here we have number 4. The train leaves in 5 minutes. Our classes start next Tuesday. No? So I have present simple. So let's have a look when we would use the present simple to talk about the future. So we can use the present simple to talk about future events which are part of a timetable or a regular schedule. No, so when there's a timetable or a schedule and it is regular, we can use the present simple to talk about the future. No, so here we have the present simple, the present continuous, be going to, and the future continuous to talk about arrangements in the future. Now, let's look at other ways of expressing future arrangements, because we also have some very nice expressions which will imply future arrangements. Let's see. Number 1, My sister is due to arrive at 7:30. Can you meet her at the station? So let's have a look at number 1. Be due to plus infinitive. So this is an expression, no, which we can use to talk about future arrangements. No? So this can be used to say that something is arranged or expected. And this is the key, expected. No, we expect this at a certain time. We also use due on its own, meaning expected. The next train is due in 5 minutes. Now, so can you see this word due is related to expecting things in the future. So to be due to do something, no, this action is expected. Now, if something is due as an adjective, it means it is expected at that time. Now let's have a look at number 2 up in the box. My sister is about to have a baby, so I need to keep my mobile switched on. Now again, we have about to plus infinitive. No? So we use be about to say that something is going to happen very soon. Now, we can also use to be on the point of with the gerund, so be about to plus infinitive, be on the point of plus the gerund, but that's because of my preposition, with a similar meaning, but it is slightly more formal and implies something is more imminent. For example, it is believed that the Chancellor is on the point of resigning. So it is more formal and perhaps more imminent too. Now, what about number 3? Let's have a look in the box. Number 3. It has been announced that the Prime Minister is to visit Malaysia next month. Now we can use be plus to plus infinitive in a formal style to talk about official plans and arrangements. So it's very formal and it's for official plans and arrangements. But just to point out here that these 3 expressions, now can you see? These 3 expressions use the verb be, be due to, be about to, and the verb be plus to plus infinitive, and even be on the point of. So don't forget that verb to be. So this is our theory. Let's look at the exercises. Now, letter A, circle the right form, tick if both are possible. I see or I'm seeing some friends after class tonight. And letter B, look at the sentences you have ticked. Is there any difference in meaning or register between the 2 forms? So as we correct, we'll also talk about the differences there in maybe register, And let's have a look at letter C. Rewrite the sentences using the bold word. For example, I'm meeting Miriam tonight. You must use going. I'm going to meet Miriam tonight. Now, take a moment, pause the video and have a look at the exercises because when you come back, we'll be correcting. Now, welcome back. Have you got some answers? Well, let's have a look at number 1. Don't call me between 5 and 6. I'll be having or I'll have a massage. Which did you choose or did you think both were correct? I'll be having a massage. I'll be having a massage is the correct answer. Number 2. What are you going to do this evening? I'm not sure. I'm probably going to watch or I'm probably watching the match. Which did you choose or did you think both are correct? Well, I'm probably going to watch the match. That's my intention. No, it's my intention. It's not a fixed plan. It's not an arrangement. It's my intention. What about number 3? When I next see my brother, I'm going to ask or I'm asking him to pay me back the money I lent him. What do you think? Present continuous, I'm asking, or going to, I'm going to ask. What do you think? Maybe both? Let's see. I'm going to ask because again, it is an intention. No, I haven't arranged to meet him. No, can you see there? When I next meet him, no? When I next see my brother. So I don't know when that is going to be. So it's not a fixed plan. It's an intention. Now, what about number 4? My dad is retiring. My dad will be retiring at the end of the year. Now, in this case, both are correct, and I'm going to say there is no difference in meaning or register in number 4. Okay? What about number 5? My flight is due to arrive at 6 or my flight arrives at 6. What do you think? Well, again, in this sentence, both are correct. No, my flight arrives at 6. My flight is due to arrive at 6. I would say perhaps is due to, not perhaps, excuse me, is due to is more formal. So the difference here would be register. Now, so my flight is due to arrive at 6 is more formal. Now, what about number 6? You'll easily recognize me when I arrive on Saturday. I'll be wearing, or I'm wearing, a white suit. What do you think? I'll be wearing a white suit. No, I'm wearing a white suit right now. No. Is it an arrangement? Would you write it in your diary? Wear a white suit. So I think in this case, we have to use the future continuous. Now, what about number 7? The new exhibition is open next month, or the new the new exhibition is to open next month, or the new exhibition is going to open next month. What would you say? Which one? Well, both of them are correct. And again, I would say the difference here is register. The new exhibition is to open next month is more formal. More formal. What about number 8? I'll be seeing John at work tomorrow, or I'm going to see John at work tomorrow. I can give him your message then. Which one? Well, both are correct. Again, in this sentence, perhaps I'll be seeing John at work tomorrow means that you know this is going to happen, but you haven't necessarily planned it yourself. And maybe I'm going to see John at work. Perhaps you would be planning to see him. No, it's your intention to see him. No? And what about number 9? The train is going to leave very soon. The train is about to leave. Both are correct, and I would say no difference. Now let's just revise here, just to check the ones which are the same, which are number 4, 5, 7, and 8, 7, 8, and 9. So in number 4, there is no difference. Now, in number 5, is due to arrive is more formal. In number 7, is to open is more formal. In number 8, I'll be seeing implies it's something you know will happen, but that you have probably not planned yourself. And I'm going to see John implies you have planned it. And in number 9, there is no difference. So just in case there are any doubts about our sentences in exercise A. Now let's move on to exercise C. Have you got some answers? Well, let's see. Now be patient here because some of the answers are too long, so it might just be a little bit complicated, but we'll manage. Let's see. Number 1, we're going to leave in a minute. Could you ring me back later? Need to use about. Let's see, what have you put? Well, we're about to leave. Could you ring me back later? No, we're about to leave. We're about to leave. We're going to leave in a minute. We're about to leave. Now, what about number 2? Let's have a look. Our head of department is going to be promoted in the next few months. You must use due. What did you do? Well, again, it's not going to fit, but here we go. Our head of department is due to be promoted. Now, remember, even though these expressions are used to refer to the future, the verb to be must be in the present simple. Now, it's is due now to be promoted. Now, our head of department is due to be promoted. Now, the verb to be in the present. What about number 3? Are you going to the canteen at lunchtime? If so, could you get me a sandwich? Oh, Will. What did you do here? Well, again, it won't fit, but we'll see. Oh, will you be going to the canteen at lunchtime? Will you be going to the canteen at lunchtime? A polite inquiry, no, because I want you to do me a favor. No? Could you get me a sandwich? So I want to ask the question politely. Oh, will you be going to the canteen at lunchtime? The canteen is like the lunchroom, the place where you can eat, maybe at work or at school even. In my school, we had a canteen. What about number 4? The ministers are about to sign a new agreement. You must use point. What did you do? The ministers are on the point of signing a new agreement. Now again, even though the expression is referring to the future, the verb to be in the present. Now can you see? The ministers are on the point of signing. No, they are on the point. No están a punto de hacerlo. No, so the verb to be in the simple, in the present simple. What about number 5? The manager intends to respond to your complaint in the near future. Responding. Oh, we have to use ing. So I suspect we may need a preposition. Did you put a preposition? Let's see. The manager will be responding to your complaint, or future continuous, future continuous. The manager will be responding to your complaint. No, I was thinking perhaps the manager is on the point of responding to your complaint in the near future, but this I think is much more logical. The manager will be responding to your complaint. Very nice. Now, that's all for today. Thanks for watching.